My life before Passages was kind of sketchy. I was kind of headed down a rocky path.
I was really young and wild. I traveled with the fairs out of state, so I was very involved with, you know, drugs and alcohol and all that stuff. It was really hard.
I had peers my own age that stopped hanging out with me, stopped being around me because I'd gotten pregnant. Like I had some horrible disease.
Everyone's watching you to see what sort of decisions that you're going to make, and that's not fun.
There was a lot of fear that, you know, I didn't know what was going to happen next, and I didn't know how to face what would happen next.
I was pretty much a lost child trying to raise children.
And you don't have one in there. I like that. Bring out your dress. And this? You know, go ahead if you find one that's real interesting.
Passages is a home-based high school degree program for young parents, ages 14 to 20, who for whatever reason our regular school is not working out for them.
What Passages offers young parents in particular with this one-on-one teacher-student relationship is the opportunity to raise their child and finish school.
The self-directed, self-guided learning is such an esteem builder. It's so healthy and it feels so good and it puts you in such a good place.
Like I never used to care what I wore. I didn't care if it was dirty. I didn't care if it had mud on it.
The setting they knew before, where they were one of many in a classroom, and maybe they were doing great, maybe they were not loving school, but once they become parents, the whole landscape changes. There are different needs now, and what Passages can do is build a relationship and support the timeline, the goal setting, and the strengths, and that is about, I think that really helps them become more confident as young parents and as young learners. Cora and other Passages teachers get in our cars and we drive right to students' homes. So Cora goes to a student's home and is welcome in there.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
How's it going? Hi, monkey. Wow, look at the smile. Wow.
I like the one-on-one program because I never felt comfortable with my own peers, especially after having a child, and it makes you feel very uncomfortable, like you're the minority.
A nicer crew. There was one person. What we think makes Passages so great is that the teacher really has a chance to work directly with you and get to know you and know your strengths and your weaknesses, and then help you find ways to overcome those.
You're doing an excellent job, and you are. Okay?
Okay.
Keep it up.
They were proud of me. Every time I did something well, they told me. They patted me on the shoulder.
They were more about the relationship first, and then the academic piece kind of filtered along and came with that after.
They made a point of pointing out that they weren't the ones who did it, that I was the one who did it for myself.
There was somebody there to catch you, but gave you that reassurance and those prompts to move forward and do the things that you should be doing.
My children, you know, they are looking up to me. And my daughter being the older one, she's seeing if mommy's going to school, I need school. So she sees that that is an important part of life.
A lot of times what we do is we ask, what skill do you want to develop? And then we work with them on developing it.
Every quarter, you're asked to make goals for yourself. What am I going to do in the next 3 months? What kind of core skills am I going to finish? How am I going to work better with my child? How am I going to work better with my partner or my family or my work? And what kind of knowledge do I need?
You know, almost evened out.
One of the core skills that we went through was a budgeting core skill. And you know, I just didn't know how to budget things.
It taught me to set goals for myself and set limits for myself.
I didn't know how to drive. So one of the core skills was to help me get my permit. And I never would have done that. I was terrified.
It's specific to young parents. There's so many life skills and so many parenting skills built into this curriculum that it offers something that the public school setting, for instance, won't. And that's why it's so unique, and I think that's really why it works.
It helps me to be a lot more open with my son because Passages taught me to be open, and then it's more honest, and you find out who you are to be more open. You don't have to keep things bottled up.
Look at that.
I am so aware when students are talking about their kids and playing with their kids that they're in love with their kids. They're so proud of their little baby step accomplishments, and they're proud of being parents.
Belly dancing class I hear so much about.
Like, good parenting is not just handed to you. It's something that you need to learn, regardless of who you are, regardless of your age. Good parenting is something that's learned. Love is what comes naturally.
Simply doing the opposite of what your parents did isn't necessarily good parenting.
Passages helped me learn how to be a mom. Because after I agreed to keep the kid, I was like, what do I do? I don't know how to be a mom because I didn't have a mom. She left when I was 14. And I don't really remember my mom much before 14 either. So I'm like, how am I going to be a mom to this kid?
I learned a lot of things that you'd never learn in a regular high school. Real valuable things, especially geared towards parents, young parents at that.
They showed me, okay, here are the tools that you need to be able to give this child a bath and make sure that he's clean and make sure that he gets to his doctor's appointments.
The biggest thing that I learned about parenting through the Passages program is patience. Patience with kids, because you gotta have patience.
What you need to know is that we're going to continually raise the bar on the writing. And for those of you who are coming to this workshop today, I hope it's going to help you, improve your writing. The workshops that we provide are designed to supplement the core skill material.
Passages transcript should always describe what you have learned and how you learned it.
As we raise the bar in terms of what we expect in your writing, the longer you're in the program, we're going to ask you to start doing college-level writing.
The workshops that I attended really made us feel like we could move on in society. We don't have to feel like an outcast. They were a lot of fun, and they got me out of the house for a little while.
Students like to come to workshops because they see each other. They see other students, they see other teen parents, which is important. They see babies and they swap clothes, and it's fun to see them all get together and build on their friendships.
It was a lot of fun to just be able to hang out with people in a normal atmosphere, not at the bar, not downtown on a park bench. Like I was human again, I had a kid, but I was still human.
The music, the games, she had more fun than I've seen her have in a long time, She was laughing, all the other kids got to interact, and it gives young parents a chance to, takes time off their hands and gives them a chance to, have a break.
The Passages project is at the end of your time when you've completed all your core skills. Then you focus on something that's really important to you.
It can be whatever you want it to be, but the Passages want you to show yourself through this project.
You pick what the subject is, and the subject should be something that you feel very passionate about.
And for me, growing up, I always wanted to be a singer.
I picked New Hope for Women because, I've had a rough life, and sometimes I think that maybe I was meant to be a counselor.
The project was on the power of play, and my oldest daughter, Aza, and I went to People Place. It's a Head Start. Every so often I would add some new things to it, and I tried to write every day.
She developed a passage project that looked at how do I observe and how do I learn from my child, how do I interact in a way and help her to experience her world.
I love the closeness Aslan and I have encountered. I love that she finally wants to play with me. Having her have an exciting childhood really makes me happy. I'm so happy to have these two pictures side by side.
I learned how to organize things. I learned to be proactive. If I wanted something, I had to pick up the phone and get the information. Nobody was going to just hand it to me. There was no textbook.
Because it's not open in a book and say, hey, read this and do your work. It's teaching you life skills. It's teaching you conflict resolution.
And it leads to a bigger picture in life.
You wanted this, and so every one of these women that's on the stage actually, are striving for what they got, and that's the most amazing part about this graduation.
Just deciding to come to Passages, to me, is success.
She actually sat up on stage with me while I got my diploma, and she sat through the whole ceremony because I was there for her. I mean, I was there for me, but I was there for her as well. And I wanted her to be a part of it because she's the reason why I did it.